right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Great. I'm tired, but this is the Growing Up Hip Hop review because y'all know this new season that just started is season 6, I think episode 21. But in some places, like season 603, as in this is the part 3 of season 6. Whichever one y'all want to watch is up to you. But I watched it, so I'm gonna do the review for y'all. I hope you enjoy it. And for those of you who have a comment on my hair, what you think I should be doing while I'm 8 months pregnant, and how I should be looking, you have no concept of what I'm going through. I'm tired as hell doing this review, so shut up. You need to just be happy that I'm doing it in the first place, because it takes a lot of time and energy for me to even get ready for this shit. Now, we start off with the scene where Tyran is in a box. He's like in a, I think it's his gym. I know that he had a few gyms that he was practicing in because he used, you know, he's a boxer. But Tyran is boxing in the gym, and Treach is coming in from Naughty by Nature, is coming in to kind of talk to him. And they're talking about, they asked a few questions. You know, last season we saw that TT and Egypt seemed to like, the TT went in there and wanted to kind of rectify things and check her, because Egypt was now spreading rumors that her soon-to-be husband is having affairs all over Jamaica and shit. And you know that rumors like that can fuck up a relationship. So she was like, you know what, I'm gonna go check this shit and talk to the source. And also we find out that the aunt was lying in the first place. But since that rumor was put out, I don't know if I can forget my cousin, but I do know that TT and Egypt are having a bit of an issue when it comes to communication since Samuel got into her life. And it's just been a complete mess since that man has joined their family. So they're still not talking, according to Tyran, talking to Treach. And then T's planning her wedding still, and is probably still in Jamaica. And she ain't trying to steal Egypt's dream, because Egypt tried to put it like, you stole my life, just stupid shit. So, and then this season they added Treach's wife. We get to meet her because she gets to join in the conversation. I didn't even know who his wife was. Excuse me, but I didn't know. But she's now joining the cast, and she's going to have her own things to say, her own comments to put into this relationship, and her own comments to talk about when as it pertains to her husband. But they talk about the recent situation that happened with Sam when he's not on OnlyFans trolling trans women and lying about it. So apparently Sam and Egypt were out somewhere at a club or whatever the hell they were at. And somebody decided to physically get into a fight with Sam and his crew, wherever the hell he was at, and some weapons were drawn. And Egypt socked Sam in the face for fighting, and she jumped her ass up in there. And so now Sam is facing a few charges that could include assault with a deadly weapon and all this shit that's going on. So, but the way that Treach is hearing it is he's hearing two different stories. Of course, if he asked Egypt about it, stop, Ceci. Of course, if he asked Egypt about it, Egypt is going to say, you know, whatever version that makes Sam the victim, right? But of course, if she talks to her father about it, she's going to omit certain things because she doesn't want her father to look at Sam like everybody else in this world is looking at Sam, a complete piece of work. So she's going to omit certain things. And so Treach is getting like clips of the information from different people, but not straight from the source, and it's starting to irritate him. So we have Lil Twist in the studio making some music that you can bump and grind to. It sounds beautiful. The little clip I heard sound great. But they're making music, and his producer walks in, people who are invested in him, and Twist talks about how he's also having a legal issue because he traveled recently to, I think, Texas or whatever. And Texas is a, you know, gun happy, let's do this type, you know, situation. But the problem that they're having is Twist is a felon. He's not supposed to be walking around with a weapon ever in his life. He's not supposed to be walking around with any weapons, but here he is driving around Texas, good old Texas. Yes, they allow you to drive, you know, strapped up, but you a felon, like all most black men are, or a lot of them are. They don't want y'all having a weapon, but they want their people having weapons. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. So he broke the rules by having a weapon with as a felon. So they're having him come back because they want to actually have him charged. And his producer's like, bruh, you know the situation. You know that going to prison when you're trying to be building your career, you have a family to feed, you have all these people that are depending on you. This is a stupid ass decision. Why the fuck would you do some shit like that? And I'm asking the same question. Why the fuck would you do some shit like that? You knew what you were doing was wrong. So you knew you were a felon. So I don't understand why you would even do that. Lil Twist disappointed me in this scene as far as his actions, but it does like he's taking responsibility for it and he's genuinely remorseful. So I can at least attest to that. But damn. In Texas, they don't blink. Okay, they will put your ass in the death chamber instantly. Okay, especially if you black. So why would you even risk that in that state that COVID is rampant right now? We don't know which way they're gonna go. So we have him giving the justification that he basically was profiled. I said, but that's not the case. Even if you were profiled and were stopped, some cops are trying to meet their quotas by finding something. So if they look you up and run your plates, even if they profiled you in the first place, you weren't doing nothing wrong, but they run it and you are a felon, they have a right to search you. Okay, even if you didn't do anything in the first place when they stopped you. And if they end up finding something, well, here you are. Then we have Angela, Vanessa, Cree, and some of the friends in the boat, ass and titties everywhere. And Angela is announcing to us that she's officially moving again to Georgia. She says that it's because her son, and she wants her son to be a part of his father's side of the family while he's growing up, not that he's getting older. But I guarantee you Angela got some man up there, because Angela moves based on the relationship that she's in. Last season, she moved somewhere else to be with a man she broke up with by the end of the season. This season, she's moving to Georgia, and next season, she could be moving to somewhere else, and there's going to be another issue. She got all this money to spend, and she's going to spend it a lot on movers. These movers making a whole lot of money off this girl, but she's moving to Georgia, and she's now announcing it. She already talked to her parents about it, and this is the way that she wants to go. Okay, cool, girl. That's your storyline in every season. Then we have Layzie Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I don't know. Was it Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3-6 Mafia that just did a battle, whatever, a rap thing, only versus thing, whatever, that just happened and they were in a fight? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was them. But we got Layzie Bone, Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're meeting up with Treach. He's meeting up with Treach and they're playing pool. And this entire scene was just a whole conversation about their past. Layzie Bone talks about how when you grow up in a gang, all the funerals you got to pay for and all the people that just die from it, and how these artists end up in this situation and you're thinking, well, damn, am I going to be like the next Pac and Biggie type situation, is getting into this and you just dying. We just had one of the rappers that just got killed, what, Draco, just got killed. Same thing. We had the whole, I mean, we've had Nipsey. We had a lot of people, a lot of musicians in the rap game or in the music game that's just been killed because of their previous affiliation with gangs, or for whatever reason, whatever beef they're having. And it just seems to be like a norm now. So they're talking about it, and they're talking about how they have all these responsibilities because they're just seeing their friends drop. And they're basically telling us their history. And I'm just like, it's almost like it's not a shock anymore when shit like this happens. Then we have Sequoia. They're talking about Sequoia and the drama that she had with the Simmons last season. Y'all remember when they were doing the battle? It was like a little music thing that Jojo had set up, like where they get to showcase the music, a little showcase. You had Egypt singing. You had Sequoia there. You had Brianna, who I thought was the winner, because she was so authentic with her presentation and her voice, but they didn't pick her. But they had Peppa as the judge, they had the Brat as a judge, and they had Cree's father as a judge, and they were all supposed to be there. And Sequoia went in there trying to drum up some beef that she felt she had with Angela. And the story she told was Angela Simmons was dating her baby father when she knew that they were trying to work things out. Bitch. And I was like, girl, it is not Angela's fault that your man don't want you, okay? Yeah, you have a kid with him, but he might want the kid. He don't have to want your ass. He chose to go to Angela. It's not her fault if he wants to build a relationship with her. Why the fuck are you attacking her? But she came up there with that storyline. And I'm just sitting there, and I said in my last review, when I did that review, that she just wants to get her spot on the show. And of course it worked. Because here we are, and Layzie Bone is talking to Treach about Sequoia and the Simmons drama and how that's family and how they hope they fix it. I'm like, this ain't no damn drama. Sequoia, just shut the fuck up. You ain't got no reason to be pissed off. You just wanted to do some stupid shit to get up on this show. And this season, she's gonna have another beef with somebody else's baby. Okay, so I don't really, Sequoia is already rubbing me off the wrong way in its entirety. I don't know if she just wants money that bad. All money ain't good money, girl. But then we have, the next scene I want to talk about, we got Jojo and Tanice, Jojo's wife, and their new baby Joey that joined the family. Cute baby. But they're talking about how they have their son now and how everything's going great. But Tanice tries to address the situation and saying, Jojo, I want you to be present more when it comes to this baby, because what happens is I had to put a lot of stuff on my life on hold to take care of this baby while you went and did what you wanted to do in your career. And Jojo gets instantly offensive and does what he does when the cameras come on. He's extra dramatic. One of the most emotional men I've ever met in my entire life, or seen, not even met, just seen in general. He doesn't listen. He only hears what he wants to hear, and then he just goes off on a tangent and you have to reel him back and say you're being immature. So he's like, producers, give me a minute. I got to fix my family. You ain't got to fix nothing. Shut up and listen to what she's saying. She's saying that, yes, you were present, and yes, you're a good father, and yes, you're here. It's not like you're not here at all. But what I'm saying is I don't want it to get so bad to where I have to put things on hold because this baby's here. I need you to do this so I can still do what I need to do. You need to be here more often. And Jojo did his whole scene. I'm just like, ugh, I don't know if he's doing it for camera. I don't even take it seriously. Just shut up. We get to, and then Angela shows up to visit the baby. Vanessa shows up to visit the baby. And they also invite Tanice to this, it's supposed to be like a bonfire girls' night thing that they're doing for Angela before she decides to move to Georgia. So they invite her to it. And Jojo's obviously going to have to play dad and babysit baby Joey while she goes out. So they get to the bonfire scene. We got Angela. We got TT. We got Vanessa coming in a little late. We got Tanice there. And they're all enjoying themselves, having fun, you know, meeting up and, you know, just talking, just enjoying. And Cree's little ass shows up with a stank ass attitude. Cree comes in and she immediately goes in on TT because TT smiled at her. And she was just like, I didn't know that TT was going to be here because I feel like TT and Vanessa and I need to have a conversation, but not really Vanessa, but more so me and TT, because we need to talk about things before we actually get to Kumbaya, because I'm not fake. Bitch, this ain't about you. You were supposed to come here and support Angela. We don't give a fuck about whatever beef that you having. And TT obviously didn't care because she was willing to say hello. So what beef are you having with yourself? But Cree rubbed me the wrong way in this scene as well. I like Cree, but damn, girl, how you come up with this dark cloud and fuck up the party? But she walked in and she's like, and so Angela's like, I don't do drama. I don't have time for this. I didn't come here for this. I'm gonna get up and go. So she gets up and go. The camera person follows her. He said, don't follow me, go back. I just need a drink. Then Tanice gets up and excuses herself too. So Vanessa's sitting up there wondering what the fuck she got to do with this beef. And TT's looking at her like, what's wrong with you? I just said hello. Cree goes in and says, I don't fuck with my family. I don't fuck with my money. And you know, I don't have to plan your wedding if you don't want me to plan your wedding, but you made my business look bad. Bitch, no, she didn't. She didn't say anything bad about your business last season. All she said, she don't want you to plan her wedding because you seem messy. She didn't say anything about your business. She just talked about you as a as a character. You went and saw her cousin Egypt. Egypt ran some information that was not confirmed to you. You ran and told Savannah. Savannah, you now somehow it got to the whole fucking group. And while I just had a baby and I'm supposed to, and it's COVID with quarantine, and I'm supposed to be planning a wedding with my husband, I got to sit up here and start answering questions with my friends about what the fuck is going on in my private life. And you just supposed to be planning my wedding, but you just spread a rumor that my husband, whose wedding you're planning, is cheating on me. The hell are you? Why would I want you to plan my wedding? It doesn't mean that you were a bad business person because you didn't actually plan my wedding. So I didn't see your work. I just don't want to work with you. So Cree now goes in, and because TT wasn't taking the bait, Cree now decided to cross lines. She now said that TT bullied Egypt and Sam and the da-da-da-da-da. So Vanessa now popped in and says, no, you don't know what the fuck happened between Egypt and Sam and TT and all the shit that went down and all the stuff that they put on her and she ignored until they finally went too far. You don't get to come show a pop-up in a minute, hear one thing and decide that you know everything. Cree tried to bait TT, and I like that TT is mature enough to know when she's being baited. So she stayed quiet and just let her and says, you know what, I don't have time for this. I'm not even going to engage in this. You want to tell me what I'm doing with my own family when your ass ain't in my family, girl? Shut up. And it seemed like because Cree wasn't really getting the for the drama or whatever reaction that she wanted to get from TT, the TT wasn't really giving her, because TT basically looked at her like, bitch, I don't care. And so she got up and then left. But that entire conversation that Cree behaved, and she just kind of showed her ass. Why are you going to talk? First of all, you don't have a right to talk about somebody else's family to them. You don't have a right when you just popped in. TT's been in Egypt since she was a baby. You don't know what the fuck has happened, transpired throughout the years to fix your mouth and use the word bullying and associate it with her and her cousin. Bitch, bye. Cree, you are entirely wrong. You obviously had a beef with yourself because the beef you had with her, she wasn't even aware of. So what is this that you're trying to do? Get a scene for yourself for a moment? Whatever the hell you were doing, I didn't feel it. So y'all tell me what you think about that scene, because I thought it was complete ridiculousness. Then we have Treach wifey and Treach sitting at a waiting up for Egypt to come meet up with them. They gave her a belated birthday gift. Happy birthday for you. Gave her a nice bag. It was cute. You know, Egypt, I always said, is beautiful. She's still beautiful, even with her haircut and her little cute body shape. She comes in and immediately Treach ain't got no time to play niceties. He's like, so what happened with, you know, you and Sam? Basically brought it up, put it in his own spot, like jail ain't nothing to be playing with. And of course, Egypt is like trying to only give specific information, but not all of it. So of course, Treach is like, you know, he's getting irritated with her. So he gets up and walks out because he wants to cool off. This is what y'all don't seem to understand. I said it before in last season's review. Treach tolerates Sam. Say it again. He tolerates Sam because he wants his daughter to be happy. And if she says this is what makes her happy as a father, he's trying to be supportive. At the end of the day, the moment that Egypt fixes her mouth and says, Dad, I don't want to be with Sam, he will drop kick that motherfucker and drag his little lazy ass out the fucking house, tell him to go back to his baby mamas and all his kids and go back to all his little drama and go. He's just trying to be supportive of his child. And Egypt sitting here always have to explain Sam's behavior is getting very annoying. And the fact that Egypt, because TT said something about Egypt, that her behavior has changed. Brianna said the same thing about Egypt. Her behavior has changed. Jojo said the same thing about Egypt. Her behavior has changed since Sam came into her life, and not all good for the better. Egypt talked about all the things that she's doing. You know, she's boxing now and she's doing music. She's doing this. She does have a good head on her shoulder, and her future is bright because of the parents that she has. But you have now latched yourself onto a leech. A leech that keeps getting himself into trouble after trouble after. If it's not the situation with the child support, it's a situation with him talking about he's not straight, but he's not gay. Then it's a situation with him trolling on OnlyFans page, looking for trans women that he's apparently trying to cheat on you with in Vegas, but you don't really, but he's lying about it on when we have all the proof. Then it's him trying to pick a fight with Twist or Jojo, or him telling Egypt it's okay for her to go sock Brianna in the face, somebody she's no longer than him. Then it's just then it's Egypt and Sam Egypt spreading rumors about her own cousin's relationship because she's jealous of what's going on with them having married in Jamaica, and then she thinks she's the victim. Then it's her now lying to her father. It's too much of problems. If you felt like you were doing something wrong, Egypt, if you felt like you were comfortable and there's nothing to hide, your father shouldn't have to find out this type of news from somebody else, and you shouldn't be lying to him about it or omitting certain things because you don't want him to know the truth. Because the story Egypt is telling, the story Tyran is telling, the story the media is telling, they don't fit. So when Treach stepped outside, his wife told her, your dad has always been supportive of you and Sam, but basically she was trying to say there's only so much this man can take before he snaps and starts going after Sam, because this man is starting to fuck up your life and make you look crazy out here in the streets. She's now saying that Sam could face, he could face there were guns involved, alcohol involved. There are a bunch of grown folks sitting up here, and I'm just like, Egypt, you want to be treated like somebody who's respectable, somebody who knows what she's doing. You're gonna have to act like it. And I was just like, you know what? I wrote a note here on my paper saying, mark my words, Treach will soon be fed up of Sam, and he'll basically attack, and he'll get on TT's side and say, I've been seeing everything that everybody's been telling me. Eventually, Sam, he's going to be fed up of him, because the troubles that Sam is getting into while Egypt is getting her career off the bat is going to sink her. It's going to sink her. Social media is not nice. People are not nice. They associate you with who you associate yourself with. Nicki Minaj is having her own situation because she's associated with a certain type of person. So you have all these different people. They relate you to, they put you two together. And with Sam's behavior, you got a mugshot with him. You got blood, his eye being hit and shit like that. Like, it's too much. And if Egypt felt the need to lie or omit something, that means that there's something wrong that Sam did, and she don't want her father to know, because she don't want her father to look down on them. Egypt and Sam have since moved out of their mama's house and gone to, found their own place. But that don't mean that you've grown. It doesn't mean that you've grown. So, that was this episode. They did show the season preview of what's supposed to happen. We know that TT's going to have some issue where her ring is missing before her wedding. She's going to have some stressors planning her wedding. There's going to be a potential assault with a deadly weapon charge that might be geared towards one of the cast members. Sequoia and Savannah apparently have drama, and Stevie is trying to fix it, but Sequoia's mouth is not going to be stopped. Then we have a lot of tears from Brianna going on. I don't know if she's crying for herself or crying for Twist. We have Twist's drama going on, and it's just going to be a whole lot of mess. And I don't know how things are going to go through this season, but I do know that there's a lot of drama enough of this show for it to keep going, because it's still interesting. I just know that the main drama that always seems to be in every season involves Egypt, Sam, and her family. All the time. It seems like they're the ones carrying the show, drama-wise. So I hope everything works out for them. I truly do. But I would prefer Egypt to be with somebody I think deserves her. I am not Team Sam at all. I'm not. I want her to be happy, but I'm not Team Sam. I'm sorry, I'm not. I think Egypt can do better. I think she can be better if she's associated with better. And I'm sure everybody in her family thinks so. They're just putting up this front. So it is what it is. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next review.